Heyo, it's KO, and welcome to another speedy video. This one is pretty important, and I'm going to speak a little down to earth here. Sonic fans, have a seat in the Sonic brand inflatable chair. We need to have a chat. Sonic fan to Sonic fan. After having uploaded my Sonic Frontiers video about someone being doxxed over liking the game, I thought it was only necessary to further flesh out my thoughts and feelings on the fanbase. Unlike most YouTubers, I'm not sticking to one side. Both sides in this situation are getting criticized, as I think it's only fair. This video is entirely meant as a way for me to calmly vent, criticize, and share my personal thoughts. And if you're someone who's too easily upset by opinions like these and wants to start a war, please kindly click off the video. This isn't for you. I'm simply respectfully sharing my thoughts. You're civil with me, I'm civil with you. You're not, I'm not. I was actually quite afraid to even make this video, risking backlash from people, but I am going to upload this regardless because I'm in my right to spout my honest opinions. I even edited the script multiple times to make sure it was appropriate to upload. Without any further ado, let me begin. I'm going to start with the pretty heated topic in the fanbase, the defense squad. Basically, it's a term coined for those who will blindly defend Sonic projects despite the fact the project itself is immensely flawed. I have never really cared for this at all. Defense squad comes off as a really obnoxious sounding term. You can call someone defensive without slapping a sarcastic term on them, and it only further fuels the fire when you call someone that directly. Some Sonic fans tend to have a bit of a problem with defense, however. If a project is widely criticized, there's always that one fan that will swoop in and defend anything about it. For example, if Green Hill being in a new Sonic game is criticized, someone will defend its inclusion. I see people getting upset about this due to the defending side not letting SEGA get the criticism it deserves. Which is understandable, I get that. You can't just let a company get away with its typical awful shtick. It's very important to make sure the company doesn't screw up a product through the use of criticism. It's very helpful. However, in a brief moment of my life where I defend the defenders, let me touch on exactly why they defend. They care. A bit too much, I think. Think about it from their point of view. If someone said something bad about something you love, wouldn't you be upset? Wouldn't you want to defend something? You only defend it because you don't like seeing it get trashed around, which is understandable. Take it from me. I used to be a Sonic defender. I luckily grew out of that, but I still had done it, and I do regret it. However, this rebuttal isn't me saying the defense is good, more so me explaining why they even defend it in the first place. Whenever the fanbase is brought up, I only ever see people say, "Gosh, defending the project, stop defending SEGA." And buddy, let me tell you, there is so much more to the fanbase than just defending. There are also the offenders, Sonic fans who defend Sonic projects from optimism, meaning they trash the project and refuse to let anyone be optimistic about the project. To sum the fanbase up in a nutshell, it's optimism versus pessimism. They won't allow you to be too harsh or too happy about something Sonic. This is the other side of the coin that people seem to ignore, which, yes, the bias loops right back around criticizing the defenders. At the end of the day, though, what is the main issue that both of them have? Harassment. You like something from the franchise? They're going to attack you and call you names. You dislike something from the franchise? They're going to attack you and call you names. You, what's your favorite game?
Super Mario 3D Land for the 3DS.
And you, what's your favorite game?
Five Freddy's, the Core Collection.
From my side, I've seen both sides act dumb towards each other, and it should stop. Respect those for liking something, respect those for disliking something. Do you remember when I said this was going to be fleshed out from the Sonic Frontiers doxing video? It's looping right back around to it. Do you believe it's morally correct to dox someone for being optimistic about a Sonic game? Do you believe it's morally correct to dox someone for not looking forward to a Sonic game? The answer for both is no. Let people enjoy things. Let people not enjoy things. Frontiers is not going to magically disappear because someone dislikes it. You can get the game. You can like it. And you can continue to like it because no one's going to force you to dislike it or hurt you. At least I hope they don't hurt you. But please, don't harass someone because they dislike it. They have their own thoughts and so do you. Negative side, this goes for you too. Do not force someone to dislike something just because you do. Don't hurt them either. Let people enjoy things. I feel situations like these are about a race to see who can antagonize who first. The negative ones gotta antagonize the positive, and the positives gotta antagonize the negative. And it creates a huge discourse. Honestly, I'm just not taking any sides on. I'm not gonna just lie here and admit Sega's a flawless company that's never ever made a dumb backwards decision in their entire life. But regardless of what you think about them, don't harass anyone. I like Sonic Lost World, but not so much Sonic Adventure 2. Are you gonna harass me for my opinion? Am I suddenly bad in your eyes for liking something you don't and disliking something you like? Or are we gonna agree to disagree and respect each other as people? It seems the internet has always had a huge issue with just allowing people to have thoughts and feelings because, oh hey, I'm in a space that gives me zero consequences. I have the right to say and do whatever I please without any bad thing happening. And you can pretty much see where I'm coming from on this front. I believe most people tend to attack the toxic positivity side because positivity is a really easy target to most. Mostly due to the fact it's just an easier emotion to go after, compared to negativity. To add on to this topic, I went on DeviantArt the other day for Sonic stuff, and I saw a really neat Sonic game tier list. Sonic Boom Rise of Lyric was high on that list, and the comment section was full of insults, swearing, attacking, and I was horrified. In another instance, someone on Twitter mentions they think Amy's a great character and underrated. Instead of simply saying, I wouldn't say Amy is underrated, they're sent death threats. Are we really that regressed as a human that instead of disagreeing and being respectful, we just try to maliciously, physically, and verbally hurt others? That's bullying. Some of y'all are actual adults. Act like you're an adult, not a kid in middle school. Sometimes even simple tweets like these are breeding grounds for a ton of back and forth fighting. And my gosh, don't even get me started on the Great Langes tweets. The Sonic Utopia dev, which, by the way, is a game I can no longer support in the future because this soured my feelings. But I'm not going to get started, so I'll just briefly move on. After that, I'm gonna just go with whatever comes to mind. IGN and honestly Aaron from Game Grumps has inflicted this sort of attitude in the fan base. IGN making jokes at Sonic's expense and Aaron insulting Sonic and acting like he cares when he really doesn't has really affected people. Yes, I know, 06 itself existing the way it did had destroyed everyone as well. But after this, SEGA moved on to the concept of picking apart itself.
See, look, it's loading. Isn't that funny? That's so funny. Oh my gosh, that's funny. Guys, remember that? Remember this, guys? Remember the funny glitches? Remember how bad and good the game was? Remember this? Do you remember? I'm the company that made that. But I'm making fun of my mistakes. And I continue to make the same mistakes. I'm SEGA. See? The funny. Guys, remember the Werehog? Remember the combat?
The Twitter account devolved into less of a chance at marketing and more so attempts to crap on itself, in an attempt to be like fans at the time. This quote from Chippendale sums it up perfectly.
You can't hurt my feelings if I'm in on the joke!
Sega's feelings can't be hurt because they're in on the joke. They're laughing with you at themselves, and thus begun everyone using it to view Sonic as the joke of the gaming community, and this further destroyed it. Sega went so far in making fun of itself that it brought on Arin Hanson himself to help with marketing. The dude that trashes your games for views and intentionally messes up the games to make jokes, and you hire him. What kind of thing was going on there? Arin himself is, well, I'm just gonna let this speak for itself.
Well, Sonic Frontiers is gonna suck ass, so...
Really? Fingers crossed.
Yeah, dude, oh yeah. I'm so excited. Period of time they hired me.
Yes.
And now they don't because everybody got mad that I was doing official Sonic things.
Why? Because you're notoriously honest about your Sonic opinions?
Yeah.
I see.
But which, like, fine, whatever, I get it. But it also pisses me off because I love Sonic.
Right.
Anyway,
Yeah, and he wonders why Sega dropped him eventually. I actually don't know how accurate this is, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe since Game Grumps are so popular, anyone that tuned into the videos kind of just We're impressionable people that believe what they said about Sonic, and I feel that's partially why the fanbase is the way that it is. If a game is bad, a game is bad. You don't need a person to make you think that, but you'd be surprised how many people just follow what others say because they're someone they look up to, and don't even try to just have their own thoughts on something. For some reason, people would prefer to have it be boring and be like everyone else, instead of being unique and having your own personal thoughts. After an employee from IGN had said the beautifully infamous "Sonic was never good" line, fans sort of had a bit of a vendetta against them, and I both can and cannot see why. Those employees are representative of IGN. Whatever any of them says is IGN's responsibility. However, on the opposite side, that group of people didn't represent IGN entirely, and they probably barely go near Sonic nowadays. I see so many fans claiming IGN hates Frontiers because they played so terribly in the gameplay showcase, and it turned out it was Sega's gameplay when the dude from IGN was harassed over playing the game the way he did, or so fans thought it was him. Guys, not everyone over at IGN hates Sonic, plain and simple. I get being worried, but not everyone hates him. Some genuinely do care, and we shouldn't constantly force a consensus that they do on everything they say or do. That Sonic Unleashed review was years ago. Those people could have changed their minds by now on what they think of the game. Doesn't your opinion of a product change as time goes on? The same could have happened with that guy. Though there's no excuse for him blaming the game being bad because he jumped over a dash ramp. That was dumb for him to say, honestly. A quick note, but please for the love of God, stop complaining about Sonic's character design features. You are allowed to criticize that. I'm not gatekeeping you from that. People are allowed to do that, obviously. Everything has flaws. But discuss something a little more interesting than Sonic's teeth are weird now. Go back to Adventure teeth, or Sonic's squills are short, and comparing that to the original movie Sonic design. A lot of this discourse stems from the concept of someone trying to get a rise out of someone else, I've noticed. It's less so you criticizing it and more so you just knowing you'll upset someone, so you decide to say a random hot take. Debates are fine and normal, but it's getting exhausting to listen to and you need to stop. And please, stop pulling the fans complaining about fans complaining card. There's a reason they're fed up with the discourse. They just want to have a chill time, and people can and will get annoyed. Sometimes this discourse leads to fan-based drama and attacks, which I genuinely despise to see. Discuss something interesting. That's all I have to say on the matter. I guess finally I could talk about the Sonic tubers. Yeah, I'm not going down that rabbit hole. All you need to know is that there are some I love and some I don't. And it's not because they're negative about Sonic, but yeah. Moving on. Let's see here. Fan content. This also loops back from my PC gaming video, except it's fan projects overall rather than just fan games. This is personal gripe, and if you don't agree, that's completely fine, but please stop sucking them off so hard. The projects are awesome and their passion is unmatched, but honestly, it's sometimes difficult for me to enjoy the projects when I feel soured by the countless board of, man, this is better than Sega's official stuff. And guys, yes, of course it is. There's stuff way better than Sega. I'm definitely not going to say the opposite, but I can't help but feel they're more embarrassed than they are complimented in that situation. If they are with the intention of making things better than Sega, that's fine, of course. That is your vision after all. But I see many fan devs get a little embarrassed at the fans not singling the fan projects into its own bubble. Remember Sonic Origins? Some dude on Twitter praised the heck out of fan projects and continuously shat on Origins. And an actual dev on a Sonic fan remake had to come out and say they don't appreciate this kind of spotlight and that we should support Sonic Origins. See what I mean? I love Sonic fan projects. Special shout out to Sonic Lock and Load, I love it. But guys, we really shouldn't do this. This is most likely why Nintendo doesn't like fan projects. At the end of the day though, no matter what your intention actually is behind your project, it is clearly made with passion for the blue blur, and I gotta respect that. If you prefer to view these projects as superior to the official stuff, fine, I can't really stop you. And you're allowed to think that, but please, don't shove it in the developer's face all the time. Especially if they don't like that kind of attention. Some of those devs can get nervous and self-conscious. Even if there are some that take it as a compliment and have that boosting their confidence. If you view the fan projects as side content yet just as important as the main stuff, yet keep it to yourself that's better than Sega, that's also fine. That's what I do. Besides, not all fan projects are objectively good just because they're fan-made. There are still ones that can be criticized. We shouldn't act like every fan project is absolutely perfect. Treat it the way you treat SEGA's stuff, as criticism is open to anything. I guess I should probably balance this out, huh? I love Sonic. That much is true and obvious, but even with what I've said here today, I don't appreciate what SEGA has done, and this is another point I will give the fanbase. SEGA doesn't treat their own mascot with respect anymore. Colors Ultimate was a corrupted mess of a 10-year-old Wii game remaster. Origins was a hacked-together rush job of a classic collection that even upset the developers. 06 was a rush-out-the-door buggy mess that left a permanent stain. Yes, 06 being screwed up is still something you can criticize. And Forces was a sloppily made, once again rushed, short experience that left people more disappointed than angry. All being funny because I found some things to love about each game I called out here. And why am I saying all this? Because like you, I'm a Sonic fan at the end of the day. I want Sonic to be treated with the respect he deserves, or he just doesn't get treated at all. I guarantee you everyone would have been more forgiving of these games if they weren't rushed or glitchy. Sure, they'd still have flaws behind them that aren't necessarily the glitches, but they'd be respected more. SEGA, please release Sonic Frontiers in a polished, stable state without crunching, rushing, or leaving an eyebrow-raising glitches. The only reason fans lose faith in you is because they care about Sonic. They want to see you do his next big game justice. I'm personally excited for Frontiers, but if they mess it up on release, it's going to be hell online. What do you take away from this discussion? I'm a Sonic fan at the end of the day. But I'm a Sonic fan that doesn't attack those for liking or disliking something. I'm a Sonic fan that gives criticism when it's due. I'm a Sonic fan that loves fan projects but keeps them in a bubble. And I'm a Sonic fan that cares and wants to see success. Another thing of note is that all these issues aren't explicitly in the Sonic fanbase. It finds itself in others. I'm only doing the Sonic fanbase because this is the fanbase I see having the worst of it, and the only one I'm around often. I love Sonic. I always will, and I will forever continue to care, no matter the circumstances. I don't like it when the fanbase goes after each other for opinions. It pains me. It upsets me. This is a place of safety, of love. If the community can't show that, then I can't be a part of the community directly, and I'm mostly not associated directly. However, I still remain to hang out with the friends that are fans because they're actually good people. At the end of the day, be a good member. Keep in mind, kids are coming straight in from the Sonic movies. It wouldn't look good for us if we let the impressionable kids learn that we should attack each other for liking or disliking something. A kid on Twitter was even insulted for playing Forces and liking it. A kid! Forces is made with that demographic in mind. When a new fan is introduced from the movies, we want to give them the warmest welcome possible, and we need to do that. As a side note, for any person in this video that I did not censor the name of, do not attack them, because that completely destroys the entire point of my video. I shouldn't have to say this, but some people still refuse to understand it. A second note, I am fully aware this video for such a small channel like mine is probably not going to reach the entire fanbase and immediately teach them something. This video is more so made to bring attention to the situation for the people watching my content and to hopefully help you understand why I feel this way. All of what I discussed today is why casual non-Sonic fans and Sonic fans alike frown upon us all the time. And if you want to post this video everywhere in an attempt to expose me and make fun of me for my opinions, that only makes you the lesser person. Let people openly say things without having them worry about the possibility of them getting exposed, doxxed, and bullied. Be mature and be respectful. With that huge discussion finally done, thank you so much for taking the time to listen to me ramble on. This went on a bit longer than expected, but I had a lot to say. I hope whoever watches this video takes a lot away from this and learns right from wrong in the future. We are closer to Sonic Frontiers' release than ever, and I want you all to come out of this video knowing to act civil when the game does drop and the whole community has had the chance to play it. Now that that's finally over, have a good day fellow Sonic fans, and I love you all so much. Keep running fast. Peace.
You. And you. What's your favorite? You. What's your favorite game?
Super Mario 3D Land for the Nintendo 3DS.
What's your favorite game? You. What's your favorite? You. What's your favorite game?
Super Mario 3D Land for the Nintendo 3DS.
And you. What's your favorite game?
Finds Freddy.
You. What's your favorite game?
Super Mario 3D Land.
Game. You. What's your favorite game?